Afternoon, guys. So this might be a really interesting project saw for one of you out there. Any of you seen my last few? Actually, I've had lots of 009s. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love this model of saw. So this saw has only just come to me from a really nice guy. How many saws were in that lot? What do I count as saws? Around 10 saws, but several parts and a few lovely complete saws, but just not running properly, and so I had to buy all of them. This one was one of those saws, and so Stihl 009, beautiful top handle saw from Stihl, West German, introduced circa 1980. Any of you know this model will know that it's quite unusual with its bore in stroke, matched 36 and 36. So 36mm piston, 36mm stroke, giving it a nominal 36.6. Some places say 37. It'd be interesting actually, I might do the maths on that, just double check that to see exactly what its displacement is, but circa 36.6 to 37 cc's. And has the chain brake, which is fantastic. Cosmetically, the saw looks really, really nice. No brakes on the side. No brakes on the metal clutch cover with the brake, which they sometimes have brakes in on the vanes. The pull start housing, underside, just really clean. So she fitted with a genuine Stihl little roller-matic. That's don't go 10 today, so that'd be an 11-inch roller-matic. Throttle lock working, choke, kill switch, and so all I was told was it doesn't run right, it's been stripped apart, the carburettor that is. So I haven't taken apart anything on the saw. I took off the top cover, had a look, carburettor looks really clean. There's no vent pipe for the breather pipe from the tank, which should have a... They're a little bit unusual actually, this model. They come from the very top extremity of the tank in this corner. The tank it's one of those designs where the filler cap is literally right at the level of the tank, and it's just an open vent which comes through to a pipe, goes down into a piece of sponge just with a grub screw inside it. So it's really basic, but so that pipe's not there. The air filter is there, and said saw sometimes runs, sometimes it's running erratic. Haven't taken the plug, so as is. Let me show you how this girl runs, and hopefully will be a really, really nice part saw, or just maybe just an amazing restoration saw, just because she is so clean and complete. So obviously bear in mind, somebody else has stripped apart that carburettor and looked at it. Looks clean, but you can never tell when somebody's taken something apart what they've done. But anyway, make sure that's off. Compression wise, about right for the 36, just seems to pull smoothly. If I put the choke on, let's see if she'll start today again. Okay, then dies out, so that's how she runs. Choke off. So obviously some strange fueling issue there. So I don't know if the tank, there you go, I don't know if any of it's been done. So the basics would be obviously fuel filter to see whether or not that's... Be interesting to know if this has the original fuel filter in. They're really a little bit like the original Danon 36 filters, which was they had a little plastic carrier or rubber carrier with a little plastic framework with a piece of felt just wedged in, and that was the extent of the filters. So I think the original 36s had a a similar setup. It's just a caged piece of felt which is prone to blocking, particularly with the age. So if it's got that in, that's still the original filter. But and on that subject, the reason so many people struggle running the 36s is when they put different filters in, the filters, slightly digressing, but the filters tend to jam up in the top and people don't correctly route them down. You often need a pick to pull the fuel cable to get them to sink down into this bottom corner, and it's really only a small opening, and so the filter you would tend to use would be a narrow filter. If you put a bigger filter in, so even if you put it on the end of the fuel pipe, something that's suitable for a Husky 50 or a Husky 60, you know, one of the conventional Stihl filters, they're a tiny bit wide, they'll catch, and then before you know it, this thing will start to cut out because it's literally the filter's not in the fuel. But anyway, so that would be checking. Might be bleeding air, might need crank seals, but anyway, let's show her again. I just can't take apart any more saws myself. So choke off. Interesting, yeah, so obviously starving of fuel somewhere. Choke on. Kill switch works, throttle lock works, chain oil is working. There she is. The beautiful cosmetic. She's gorgeous. That's the Stihl 009. Hopefully a great part sold for one of you, and whoever buys her, I'd love to hear. It's great to share the information, to hear, you know, if you go through this saw, just what you discover, what she needed, how simple it was or otherwise. But you know, it's a great starting point. Sparks, starts, runs erratically, chain brake working, no chassis damage that's apparent, all absolutely complete. So gorgeous little project saw. Hey guys, that's the Stihl 009. And anybody any thoughts on it? So she sounds like she's either starving from the filter, either pulling air somewhere, either at the crank seals, or maybe there's a carburetor problem, or maybe it's a combination of all of it. But beautiful engine though. Stay safe guys.